Link TV, connecting you to the world. Link TV is viewer supported. Watch more at linktv.org.
Soccer, stadiums, South Africa. Next on Global Pulse. How media worldwide are covering the World Cup.
Hi, I'm Kaya Lee. Now that I live in the US and watch TV news here, I miss news coverage about the World Cup, which begins in South Africa on June 11th. So how much does the world love soccer?
In every World Cup season, victory songs are a source of unity.
Algeria's path to South Africa culminated in a thrilling confrontation with arch-rivals Egypt. The euphoria over reaching the finals was tempered only when Egyptian fans attacked the Algerian team bus.
Ivory Coast owes a special debt to the game and to its most famous local player. Falling to his knees, Didier Drogba begged his country to end a civil war. It worked. No wonder Drogba retains an almost godlike status here.
Photos with the World Cup trophy, sales of T-shirts and donations. Everything counts, say the members of the Red Tide, who collect funds on the streets of downtown Santiago to rent a house in South Africa.
We all have plane tickets, vaccinations, passports, tickets to the games, but we don't have anywhere to stay.
World Cup host South Africa is getting lots of attention. It's the first time the Games will take place in Africa. And many reports like this one from France's TV5 focused on security.
Hundreds of police and soldiers are heading to Sandton, the financial district of Johannesburg. This is a show of force. The South African and the international press are invited. With all the preparation, it's hard to believe that these members of the special forces had so much difficulty climbing down the side of a building, which should have only taken a few seconds if they intend to control terrorists.
Oh, this is just for show. In reality, we will be quicker and more dynamic. It won't be the same.
South African broadcaster SABC countered with one businessman's solution to the security problem.
Chic Shacks, a shanty town smack in the middle of an upmarket suburb. It will give World Cup tourists a taste of township life. The small shanty town can accommodate up to 52 visitors. The first from England are expected in a little more than a week.
The whole idea started with tourists that were inquiring about a visit to the Makuku villages. Because of the safety factor, we decided to actually bring the Makuku village to us.
If a fake shanty-town is a solution, then as Al Jazeera shows, the real shanty-town is a problem.
This is Blikkiesdorp informal settlement. People who live here call this tin can town because that's exactly what to them these shacks look like. They say they are being dumped here by government officials.
They want to hide us away so when the World Cup comes, the people from the other countries come, they don't see the poverty, the people living on the street.
And this is where some of the poor were moved from, Greenpoint Stadium. If street vendors want to sell their products during the World Cup, the most logical place for them to put up their stalls would be outside a stadium. But FIFA officials say they can't. Only their sponsors, who are pouring in billions of dollars into Africa's first ever Football World Cup, can trade and advertise there. Football games in South Africa have always been good business for street sellers, but this time round, it could be a tough sell.
Not all media are so critical. Here's a report on one stadium from the U.S. online news agency Global Post.
And all eyes are turning to an odd structure that has risen on the outskirts of Johannesburg. It is the Calabash Stadium. It is a structure full of surprises, but you don't have to visit South Africa to experience it firsthand. Local internet startup Mailglue has built a website that literally allows anyone with a webcam to hold the Calabash Stadium in their own hands in 3 dimensions. Shaped like the universal pot of Africa from ancient times, the structure is steeped in history. The stadium is built from an existing earlier stadium where Nelson Mandela gave his first speech in Johannesburg after being released from prison. It is a shining beacon to the future for many South Africans, and maybe even for Africa itself.
So will you be following the games this year? Let us know what you think at linktv.org/globalpulse. For Global Pulse, I'm Kaya Lee.
Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world. To learn more, visit linktv.org.